Good morning. Good morning. So, welcome to Wednesday morning. Happy to have you here. It's nice to have the space and be able to practice. So, we're going to take this at a pace that feels right for us. Of course, I always bring in modifications or ways to intensify what we're doing, but the biggest thing is to listen to what feels right for you. So I encourage you to take whatever artistic liberty you need in order to find your peace, to find if you need strength, if you need to find grounding. So this practice is all about you, and I really want to make sure that you embody that as much as you can. So let's get into a comfortable position, either lying down on your back or coming into a seated position. And just as a quick announcement, as we're settling ourselves in, we do have a class that Amy is teaching tomorrow, a little gratitude flow, 2 classes. And that is at, I should have asked before we started, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And they're streamed live as well. Just the 8 o'clock one is streamed live. So, but you have to pre register. So come in. Space is limited. And it's a great way, especially as we create our own traditions for this holiday. It's going to be important for us to kind of just set ourselves up for the day by finding a little grounding, finding a little peace. So let's get started. Just allow for your eyes to close. Let the body just sink in. Maybe you give yourself a few exaggerated breaths. Noticing what it feels like for the breath to become just a little bit more expansive, just a little bit more full. As we sink into this present moment, I want to encourage you to allow for this physical body to soften. So the shoulders become soft, the jaw loosens its tension, the arms become heavy, and you might notice the palms of the hands or the fingers. There's always a little bit of residual tension that rests there. Let it become soft. Notice the belly. Are we holding any tension there? The hips, the glutes. The legs all the way down to the feet. Maybe there's a gentle little movement that comes from the toes to release any of that held positioning. And just honor this body. Give yourself permission to just step away and to observe. Observe the rising and falling of the chest. Observe any of those fluctuations and sensations that just move throughout the body. Just take your attention and bring it right to the heart space. Thinking about all of the warmth from the heart. thinking about all of the emotions that we think stem from this heart space: love, passion, gratitude, even anger and frustration. All of these things stem from a place because we care. So take all of your attention and bring it right to the heart. Invite every inhalation to be this breath of gratitude. And every exhalation can give us this moment to just surrender. We inhale thanks, and we exhale what brings you joy, what brings you gratitude. It can be especially hard to see some of those things when it feels like we're in this constant state of change. But maybe we find gratitude for the strength that we have, for the things that we have, reconnecting a relationship back to that. Give yourself a few moments and explore what it feels like to let that breath grow. Where does the breath go in the body? Physically, we might feel it within the lungs, the belly, the ribs, the chest expands. But it could also go to somewhere emotional. The breath can flow to the heart, to the mind. Giving yourself just a few more rounds of breath. Get as big as you can, letting everything blossom open. And letting it go. Notice the stillness and the sweetness of this moment. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. And one more deep breath in and out through the nose. If you are lying down on your back, I encourage you to softly and gently make your way into seated. If you are already seated, I encourage you to just let the head rock from side to side, dropping right ear, right shoulder, left ear to the left shoulder, just exploring movement within the neck. Maybe you keep your eyes closed, and one of my favorite things to do is just to pay attention to the sensations rather than this expectation. The expectation is that we're here and we're just meeting ourselves where we are, wherever that might be, and we just honor the journey that took us to get to this moment, the effort. So often we do things and we just do them. We almost forget about all of the effort it took for us to get here. And that has to be part of the journey too. Start to allow for the shoulders to circle around, and you can go in any way that feels right for you. The arms could have some movement if you wanted them to, or you could keep those hands on the knees, just focusing on the shoulders. Noticing what happens with the breath. When we start to create movement and motion, maybe we forget about the breath. Maybe the arms can stretch up to the sky. You can circle out those wrists. I always like to think about my breath as helping to just clear away some of the cobwebs within my body. And if you want some even twists, and it doesn't have to be anything that's a classical pose. In life, sometimes we have to draw outside of the lines and we just have to explore. It's the most amazing thing. I have my little 2.5-year-old, and she loves to do yoga, and she will watch the videos with me when they're live streamed. Start to circle out the torso if you want, creating this coffee grinder position. And so as she practices, and granted she can't do everything, but she does what she can. And anytime anyone gets into tree, which is probably why recently I try to add it into my practice, the smile goes from ear to ear. And she'll look at me and say, "Mama, tree." And it doesn't matter if she falls. Doesn't matter what happens. In that moment, she's embodying this position. And for so many of us, we put this judgment of what we're supposed to do. Don't fall. Be perfect. Be straight. Be flexible. Be thin. Be this. And we forget about that enjoyment of the moment. If you haven't circled in the opposite direction, I encourage you to try that. So maybe take off this adult cap that we have and just be this moment. Be fluidity and breath. Coming into center, lift up through the crown of the head. Bring your hands to your heart space. Notice maybe our idea of what brought us here today has changed. Maybe we have a different idea as to what we would like for this day, for this practice. And I want you just to let your mind focus on that for a second. Take a deep breath in and let it go. May we be filled with wonder, understanding the complexities of this world, yet still seeing the beauty within each breath. May we stay present, may we stay grounded, and may we stay connected. Have a wonderful practice, my friends. Let's bring ourselves into our tabletop position. So as we come into tabletop, you might tent the hands, fist the hands, or 2 high fives, bringing them down onto the ground. We'll find some cats and cows, so letting the tailbone lift, the chest open, heart space looks forward, and on your exhale, tuck the pelvis, round the back, push it up to the sky. Inhale, tailbone lifts, chest open, slide shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, round into it. And just 2 more times, finding this little bit of a static cat and cow. Notice where you feel the sensations and let the breath ride into any of those tighter places. Last time, inhale, chest opens, and exhale, round. Hold that round and press hips back towards heels, coming into your child's pose. So as you come into child's pose, those arms can stretch forward. The knees might shimmy open a little bit more. Big toes might touch. You can invite that heart space to sink down to the mat if that feels okay for you, or find any support that you might need. Now let that breath be as expansive as it can be. Notice what it feels like to take in just a little bit more. A breath is an opportunity for us to explore, to stretch, to feel, and to be. Know that you can come here anytime during this practice that you want, to just find your moment, to find your peace. We're going to find a little flow out of our cats and cows and our tabletop to child's pose. So on your next inhale, reach those arms to the front of the mat. We're going to roll up into our tabletop position. At the top of tabletop, lift the tailbone, open up heart space. And on your exhale, round the back, press hips back towards heels to come into child's pose. Inhale, still in that arched position, come up tabletop, lift tailbone, open up the heart space. Exhale, round and press hips back towards heels. 2 more times, just finding your flow out of this. At the top, lift tailbone, open up heart space. And exhale, round, press hips back towards the heels. And last time, roll up, tabletop, lift tailbone, lift the heart space. Exhale, round, don't press hips back towards heels. Inhale, come into your tabletop position. Right foot to the back of your mat. Left knee's down. And I want you just to lift up that right foot at hip height. Notice if you lifted up the glute, see if you can keep the toes facing down, flexing into that right foot. Draw the abs in so we're not dumping into the lower back. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in. Now on your exhale, you're going to bend your elbows. Chest is going to come down towards the mat, halfway, 1 inch, whatever feels right for you. And then you're going to press back up. As you exhale, hug the knee into the chest, round the back. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, draw elbows towards the ribs. Chest comes any way that feels down, little push-up position. Press up, inhale, knee into chest, round the back. 2 more times. Extend the leg. Bend those elbows. Press up. Knee into chest. Good job. Last time. Extend. Inhale. Exhale. Come on down. Press up. Knee into chest. And extend. Now, bring that right foot to the back of your mat. You're going to allow for yourself to come into this little side plank position. Right arm up. Right foot back. Now we're going to adjust that left foot. Let it go out to the left a little bit more. Now reach your right arm towards the front of your mat. Reach it forward. Yes. Take a deep breath in right here. And on your exhale, hug right knee and right elbow in towards each other. Inhale, extend. And exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, pull it in. 3 more times. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. So you're getting a stretch every time. Last time, reach and pull. Now reach as far as you can. Tuck the pelvis. Lift that right hip higher up to the sky. And on your exhale, drop right hand, right knee down. Wiggle the hips from side to side a few times. Shake out the head, yes and no, readjust. Okay, we're going to do this on the other side. So that left foot is going to go to the back of your mat. Dig the toe into the earth. Yeah. Notice what's happening with the hips. And then once you feel pretty square here, lift the foot up at hip height. We're going to take 2 breaths before we move. Take a deep breath in and out. See if you can push the ground away with your hands. Find power. Draw the abs in. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Okay. So take your deep breath in. Now on your exhale, you're going to bend your arms. See if you can get them to the ribs and then press back up. Exhale, knee into chest, round the back. Inhale to extend. Exhale down, chest, press up, and knee into chest. Inhale, extend. Bend your arms, coming down as far as it feels comfortable. Press up, knee into chest, extend. Last time, bend those arms. Get used to that. Find that strength. Knee into chest and extend. Now drop that left foot to the back of your mat. Heel drops down. You're going to come into that side plank modification. And again, adjust the right foot just a little bit. See what that feels like. And you can always come onto fingertips on the right hand if it doesn't feel good to be straight down. Now, extend the left arm towards the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in here. And on your exhale, curl left knee and left elbow in towards each other. Inhale to extend. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, pull it in. 2 more times. Reach and squeeze. Good. Last time. Now reach and pause. Tuck the pelvis. Lift that left hip higher up. Relax the shoulders. Where are you adding an effort that maybe doesn't need to be there? Take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, land left hand, left knee down. Circle out the hips. Moving as much or as little as it feels comfortable for you. Where does your body need that little bit of lubrication? Where does it need a little bit of extra love? Give yourself another 2. Now coming into your tabletop position, let's tuck those toes, just for funsies. And then we're starting to lift those hips back and up, coming into your downward facing dog. Now as you come into your down dog, start to pedal through the feet, bending one knee, bending the other, moving in the shoulders, shaking out the head, yes and no. Just play around. What are you curious about with your body today? And notice maybe some of the labels that we give the positions that we get in. Easy, hard, I can't do this, I can do this, this is my favorite, this side is so weak. Like just notice that running dialogue you have with yourself. And maybe see if we can change some of that language. Take one more deep breath in. And out. On your inhale, take that right leg, reach it up to the sky. On your exhale, bend the knee, stack right hip on top of left. Now, as an extra option, you can start to just see what it feels like to move that right hip around. So it could stay stacked. You can move it, bend and straighten the leg. See what that feels like. Again, playful. On your next inhale, take that right leg, reach it up to the sky. On your exhale, step the foot towards the front of your mat. Maybe grabbing onto 2 blocks or 1 block, whatever feels right for you. Bending into that right knee, relax shoulders away from the ears. Notice how much tension that we usually have there as a baseline. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, lengthen the front leg straight. Inhale to bend. And exhale to lengthen. And 2 more times. Bending into that right knee. And then lengthening it. And 1 more time. Inhale to bend. And exhale to lengthen. Pausing in this lengthened position. Shake the head yes, no. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Super wide-legged Parashvattanasana. Just playing. On your next inhale, I want you to bend into the right knee. Left hand gets closer to the right foot. We'll spiral open right arm. Giving yourself a twist. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Yeah, so twist towards the, towards your right. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the right hand down. Step left foot forward to meet the right. Forward fold blocks, just move off to the side if you have them a little bit. Elbows can go onto the thighs, shake out the head yes. Or no. You can bend and straighten the legs as much as it feels comfortable for you. Give yourself just 2 more breaths. Maybe ragdoll position, grabbing onto opposite elbows. And just listen to the body. On your next inhale, bend the knees. Hands are going to come towards the thighs, tuck chin to chest. Exhale, roll up to standing. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, right hand down, left hand stretches up and over. Pausing here, press into both of your feet. Really anchor down into it. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring that left hand down. Right hand stretches up and over. Again, rooting down into that right foot especially. Notice this whole line of stretch. Inhale, both arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands go behind the back of the head. Now bend your knees, tuck the pelvis. Press your heart space forward. Baby back bend. Doesn't have to be big. Lean head, shoulders back. Only to a degree that feels right for you. Soften your jaw. Notice how tension usually creeps up there. Breathe all the way to the top of the heart space. And out. Inhale, arms stretch up to the sky. Exhale, sink into chair. Push into your feet. Enjoy these long, strong legs that we have. Embrace them. Inhale, stand up. Squeeze the quads. Squeeze glutes at the top. Exhale, chair. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, chair. So as we're doing this little mini flow of chair to our Tadasana, I want you to think about every time you're inhaling, that's a breath of celebration. Every time you release, that's a reset. So whatever's happened in our previous breath, guess what? Every breath is an opportunity for us to try again. So what are you trying again? Do we repeat the habits? And if that's the case, that's also okay. But it becomes a choice of what we're following. Our mind, our breath, our body, what we're adjusting, how we adjust our sails through a storm, and how do we learn to dance in the moonlight, how we learn to embrace and encourage and to strengthen. Pause here at the bottom, sink down. Now draw those abs in. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Now from here, we're going to tap that right foot out to the side and tap it back in. Tap the left and tap it back in. And the right, yes, and in. I like sound effects. I'm also a hula hooper, and a lot of the videos that I've made over my lifetime, there's lots of sound effects that go into it because sound effects kind of gets you outside of that little bubble of, self-centeredness. And it kind of just brings a little air of like, wah, like why not? And in class, this is not a library. This is a community, or else we would always do it by ourselves. But we're meant to be this pack animal, doing everything together. Get down a little lower. Let's get a little faster. And your speed could be so relative to just you. So it's all good. It's all good. Keep low. You can bounce up and down every time if you want. Just make sure you're protecting that knee. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you end on the left just for my own mindset. Sink down, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Flatten that back. Hug shoulder blades in towards each other. Exhale, release down. Step your feet to the back of the mat. Come into your plank. Totally optional. Breathe. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze the quads. Draw those hips down as much as it feels comfortable. The hands are underneath your shoulders, so shift forward just a little bit. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, knees to earth first time. Exhale, lower down with your breath. Slow motion. Fight against gravity if you can. Fight, fight, fight. Once down, squeeze the glutes. Press your pubic bone down, tops of the feet. Squeeze quads. Inhale, head, shoulders lift off the mat. Draw those shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Inhale, push up, tabletop position. Exhale, child's pose. Circle out the wrists. Give yourself a moment. Here we go. Inhale, press yourself up, tabletop position. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Give yourself 3 breaths right here. Last breath. Now get your feet together at the back of your mat and take that left leg, sweep it up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. Stack left hip on top of right. Now again, as an option, you can circle out the hip, the knee, bending and straightening the leg as many times as it feels comfortable for you. And maybe the thing is, it doesn't feel comfortable. As long as it doesn't feel like pain, we explore. On your next inhale, sweep left leg up to the sky. On your exhale, step it towards the front of your mat. As we step it to the front of our mat, squeeze front leg, back leg in towards each other. Feel the power and the strength of your own legs, your body. Now you can grab onto a block, make it a little bit more accessible. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, lengthen the front leg, straighten it. Inhale to bend, and exhale to lengthen. And just a few more times, shifting or not. So the option is always there to not, right? And sometimes it's hard because you want to follow, because expectation, next time you have that front leg straight, pause. Expectation says that if you're not doing the same thing that I'm doing, then one of us is less than. And it's just not the case. And when we meet ourselves where we are, we give permission to be okay with where we are. And that's every moment. Inhale, let's bend into that left knee. If you have a block, maybe bringing it closer to the left foot with the right hand. We're going to spiral the left arm up to the sky. Squeeze the back leg and front leg in towards each other. Drop the hips down if you can. See what that feels like. It's different. Feet can move. You're never stuck in concrete. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the left hand down. Blocks shift. Step right foot forward to meet the left. Forward fold. Deep breath in. And out. Give yourself one more breath. And out. Bend those knees, hands to thighs, tuck chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale, roll up to standing. Arms circle, sweep up to the sky. This time, as you exhale, right hand comes down. Left foot steps back behind the right. Left hand behind the back of the head. Super cute. Tip over to the right side. Lift the corners of your mouth, and if it feels unsteady to have that left heel lifted, you can always drop it down. See what that feels like. Inhale, come on back to center. Bring right hand behind the back of the head, left hand down. Step left foot forward, right foot goes back. Tip over to the left side. See if you can draw that right shoulder back. Take a deep breath in, let it go into the stretch. And out. Inhale, come back to center, right foot steps forward, arms open into a T. Bend those knees, relax the shoulders. On your exhale, round the back. Inhale, broaden the chest, and exhale to round. These are our wings. We're just finding flight. Inhale to open, and exhale to round. One more time. Inhale to broaden, and exhale to round. Inhale, arms circle up to the sky. Now on your exhale, with straight legs, twist open to the right. See if you can press the right hip forward. Relax the right shoulder. Usually it tries to get up to our ears. Soften them. Inhale, come on back to center. Arms reach up to the sky. Reset your body. Exhale, twist open to the left. Again, relax left shoulder. Press left hip forward. Might mean we twist less. That's okay. Less is more sometimes. Inhale, come back up to center. Now let's add a chair. Twist open to the right. Bend your knees. Keep those knees. So this mirror is awesome. Look what's going on in your body. Are your knees doing their own thing? See if you can keep them even. Adjust. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist open to the left. So this is what it teaches us, is life is about adjustment. Inhale, come back up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, come on up. And exhale to the left. One more time. Inhale, come on up. Let's circle to the right. Bend those knees. Inhale, come on up. And exhale to the left. Inhale, come on up to center. Exhale, hands to heart space. Sink down, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. And exhale, hands to the earth. Step your feet, hop, skip to the back of the mat, plank. Squeeze those quads. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, knees to earth or not, high plank, low plank. Either all the way down or halfway down. Inhale either to your up dog or baby cobra or regular cobra. Exhale, we'll find our way through tabletop or not, down dog. Again, what is the conversation we have with ourselves about ourselves? Give yourself one more breath. You know, at the end of the day, that conversation creates your reality. Feet to the back of your mat. Inhale, right leg reaches up to the sky. Find length. Exhale, knee into chest, roll forward. Inhale, circle it up to the sky. Exhale, over to the left armpit or elbow. Inhale, up to the sky. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. So we're going to do something kind of funky. So we are going to find our revolve lunge. I'm using a block and I'm cementing it right underneath that left shoulder, and the right arm is going to sweep up to the sky. We're actually going to do a vinyasa flow out of this. So I might go in the same direction as you if we get confused. Okay, so inhale, torso comes up, arms become that parallel position, and we circle open to warrior two on your exhale. Yeah, so warrior two to our revolve lunge. Inhale, face the front of your mat, left arm up to the sky. Exhale to our revolve lunge. Yes, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Inhale, come on up, use your core. Circle out warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, come on back. Exhale to our revolve lunge. Last time, inhale, come on up. And we'll pause in warrior two. A little bit of a different pathway, but fun. Although I don't know what I know about fun. I climb mountains in the middle of the day. I'm like, this is a blast. So we create our own fun, right? Moving our body is fun. We have to reprogram what we think about ourselves. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky, straighten the front leg, and exhale to open. But it's true, a lot of times when you face something hard, whether it's a physical hard thing, and that doesn't even mean that it's hard movement. Stillness can be just as hard as movement, right? There's plenty of times where I feel like I have like ants in my pants and I feel like I'm just going to explode, and that is hard to find stillness out of. But we need both ends of the spectrum. Next time you're in Warrior Two, pause. Relax the shoulders. Take that right hand. We're going to reach it up to the sky. Relax your shoulders. Relax them. Relax. Relax your breath. Inhale, come on up, Warrior Two. Exhale, extended side angle. Right arm can come down to the right knee inside. Left arm sweeps up, either straight up to the sky. Front of the mat is my favorite. Feels good. But maybe it doesn't for you. So do what feels right. As an option, you can take that right hand and extend it towards the side of your mat. You don't have to. It's an option. Take a deep breath in. Rebend into that right knee if you can. Now tuck your pelvis, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, torso comes up, Warrior Two. Now we're going to find Ardha Chandrasana, standing half moon. So we adjust, grab a block on the way. As gently bring your weight to the right foot, left foot starts to lift. Right hand with block goes underneath the shoulder. So that's in front of the right toes, maybe 6 to 12 inches. You should look like a weather vane. So whatever way the wind blows, we're moving, we're adjusting. See if you can lift up that left hip a little bit higher. Now lift the corners of your mouth. Just see. Take a deep breath in and out. Now bend that right knee, softly plant left foot to the back of your mat. Now straighten the right leg. Dial the right toes to the left side. Interlace hands behind the back. Pausing here, hug those shoulder blades in. Even move the head, the neck, the shoulders. And on your next exhale, start to hinge forward. Lead with the heart, lower head, neck, shoulders down. So those hands can reach up towards the sky, or they might stay closer to the lower back, just pressing the heart space open. And when and if you're ready, hands can come down towards the mat. Maybe you wiggle the hips. So it's always amazing to me that within a static pose, there is so much movement that can happen within each joint. So sometimes when we're still, there's so much flowing movement within our own bodies. Now look where your head is going. Are you looking between your legs or are you looking forward? See if you can relax the neck. So look between the legs. You have the option here to find any kind of additional movement, those side-to-side lunges. Always feels quite nice to be your own little ninja. And just to move the body in a way that feels right. It doesn't have to be the way that everyone else moves. And in fact, I encourage you to do the weird. Because a lot of times in life, we're told to kind of fit into this mold. And by expressing what feels right for us, even if we're feeling vulnerable, it can be such a glorious thing to just express and be and feel free. It's liberating. It's scary, but it's so worth it. Take another deep breath in wherever you are and out. Bending those knees, we'll slowly roll up to standing, being so careful of that lower back. And then we're going to draw our heels in. Now, you might have to do it 1 or 2 more times because we're going to sink down into our goddess pose. So adjust. If you need to move those feet, you adjust. Bending those knees, press them out towards the pinky toes. And in fact, lift your toes. Notice what that feels like. We want to have this upright position, but if it feels better to hinge forward a little bit, adjust as you see fit. Bring your hands behind the back of the head. Draw those shoulders down. Take a deep breath in. and out. Now shifting the weight over to the right foot. Left knee lifts, right elbow comes to greet it. Now plant it down softly. We're going to go to the other side. Right knee lifts, left elbow lifts or twists. Lift left, twist, drop it down. Lift right, twist to that knee, drop it down. 2 more times per side. And this isn't about getting it right. This is about having a moment of balance. How do we catch our balance when we're moving? 1 more time per side. I always think about the knee that's moving. Helps. Once you've done the left, settle down. Hands can come towards the thighs. Squeeze your thighs. Squeeze them. Yes, those are your legs. And they are awesome. They've gotten you everywhere that you've needed to be up until today. And they will continue. So honor them. Inhale, press up to standing. Face to the front of your mat. Arms reach up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the front of the mat. Step back into your plank. Holding your plank. Squeeze quads. Squeeze those glutes. Knees to earth as an option, right? Shake your head yes. Yeah, you could do it. It's a choice. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, high plank, low plank. Shoulders don't go below those elbows if you're coming into your up dog. If you're coming into cobra, squeeze those glutes. Protect that lower back. One's not better than the other. Exhale, we'll find our way through tabletop into our downward facing dog. Or child's pose, you choose. 3 breaths. So in life, everything becomes a choice that we take. Whether we think that life is pre-designed for us, if we think that we're being pushed into a certain direction, I have to believe that I'm making these choices because I've seen how I grow. And I hope that you've seen in this lifetime how you've grown. And we forgive all the past us's and we embrace them for the innocence that they are. Because that's what it is. It's about innocence growing into knowledge, this inherent knowledge of the wonders that is life. Take 1 more deep breath in and out. When you're ready, as you're ready, or not, take yourself into your downward facing dog. Well, we have to do that whole thing on the other side. Are you ready to rock and roll? And maybe the thing is, you're just like, no, not on this side. Or maybe it is. It's all good. Okay, let's take that left leg, reach it up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, hug the knee into the chest. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bring it over to the right elbow. Inhale, sweep it up to the front of your mat. As we come to the front of the mat, we are going to find our revolved lunge. We're way back there. Way back there, whatever that means. Time is a man-made construct, right? So take a deep breath in and out. So we're going to find that warrior 2 flow. So on your inhale, torso comes up. We spiral open to our warrior 2 exhale. Inhale, face forward, right arm sweeps up. Exhale to our revolve lunge. 2 more times. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, settle. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, we'll pause in our warrior 2. So that right knee, the left knee is bent. Toes are facing the front of your mat. Right foot has strength. Now look to your left toes. Can you see your big toe? If not, turn the right toes in a little bit. That's how our hips can adjust. Okay, we're going to find our warrior 2 jumping jacks. Inhale, sweep arms up to the sky. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to open. I've even been playing around a lot with a shorter stance in my Warrior Two. It feels quite nice. We don't always have to work so hard for the things that we're trying to accomplish. Sometimes when you're kinder, sweeter to the body, more starts to open up. And isn't that a beautiful gift? One more time. Reach up tall and exhale, open it up. Pause here. Reestablish the connection in your feet. Imagine you're ripping your yoga mat in half or trying to squeeze those legs in towards each other. Now take that left hand, flip it up to the sky, finding your reverse warrior. Relax shoulders. Relax the jaw. I can't see it. I can feel it in each one of us because we are humans. Inhale, come on back, Warrior Two. Exhale, extended side angle. That left elbow comes down. Hand. If you are resting your elbow down on the knee, press the shoulder back into the socket. And option, you can extend that left arm towards the side of your mat, reaching it. And that might feel good, or it might feel like work. Squeeze your abs in. Inhale, torso comes upright. Are you ready to take flight? We're going to find our Ardha Chandrasana, our standing half moon. So you can either grab a block on the way, shift to that left foot, hand grabs the block, bring it in front of the left foot about 6 to 12 inches or so. And if this becomes really challenging, you can play around with leaning against a wall. It makes it more accessible so that we can strengthen this position in a way that feels right for us. Notice your sideways weather vane, or I guess it's a regular weather vane. We're sideways. Take a deep breath in and out. Often the left knee. Softly plant right foot to the back of your mat. Come on up. Now let all toes face towards the right side. 5-pointed star. Hug the world. Broaden that chest. Be proud of who you are in this moment. Deep breath in. And on your exhale, hinge forward. Lead with the heart. Now, as you fold forward, you might choose to do those side-to-side lunges. You might choose to find a position that feels right for you. Shaking the head yes and no. Exploring what there is. Exploring the terrain of your own body. We have this internal GPS. Is yours turned on? Sometimes the answer is no. You know, I find myself in years past, I'm not, a drinker very much, but I know that, especially during holidays, that I would always go towards having like more drinks because I didn't know myself super well. And I was always trying to hide from it, especially during holidays, which can be a really tough time for a lot of people. So if you ever feel like you're alone, please never hesitate to reach out. Because if anything that this practice teaches us is that community and connection is so important. So always reach out. And again, it comes into the whys of why we do the things we do. And that comes into understanding ourselves just a little bit more, full circle. Take another deep breath in and out. Now slowly toe heel the feet together first. Let the toes go out, heels come in, so they're about a little more than shoulder distance apart. Slide hands to your thighs and come up to a 45-degree angle. So our torso is hinging forward. And you can kind of play around with pressing those knees open. Relaxing the shoulders, giving a little twist. When I'm in this, I always feel like I'm like in cabaret or something, like ready for my spotlight. So coming into center, let Left shoulder twist in as you look over the right. Inhale, come on back to center. Exhale, twist open to the opposite side, to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Straighten those legs, toes to the front of your mat. And we're just going to step right foot forward to meet the left. So our hands will go to our hips. Open up the feet a little bit wider and just start to circle out your hips. So like that coffee grinder position that we did at the beginning and we just twist around, it's so important for us to have lubrication in our hips and our back. To me, I think in so many societies, like this box is like the no-no zone. In my world, it's the yes zone. Because no part of you is ever dirty unless you're just not showered. Go in the opposite direction, and that's the truth. This is just a body. You have a body, I have a body, and it's good for us to move it. It's good for us to explore because we're all different. What I want to explore might be different than yours, and there's no judgment. Come into center and just give yourself a little bounce. I love bouncing, especially as it gets colder. And you want to retreat inwards. Bouncing is a great way to warm up the body, gets heart rate going. It can actually be great as a warm-up or a cool down. So if you have tension in the back of the legs, the hips, anywhere, like a bounce, it's going to get your heart rate, blood flow, healing to places that you need. Give yourself another 10 seconds. Doesn't have to be wild, but it could be if you want to. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just come into center for a second. Close your eyes. Notice that little vibration of energy that just goes through the body. Notice how the heart rate might have increased. So anytime the heart rate increases, whether by stress or by energy, by excitement, breath slows the nervous system. Deep breath in and out. Let your toes go out a little bit, and let's step to the front of the mat so we're all a little bit more consistent here. We're going to let those toes go out, heels come in. We're going to sink down into our malasana, our garland pose. Now as you come down here, you might sit on a block. You can even have your hips upright, but notice, you can see in the mirror, my back is flat. So wherever you are, see if you can flatten that back as much as possible. Use the aid of the mirrors to see what your body's actually doing, because sometimes our own signals can lie to us. Isn't that funny? Just because habit says this is where you've been, this is what we do. And until you look at it, you go, oh, well maybe, what if I shift? What's the worst that happens? See if you can press those elbows into the knees and then press those knees back into the elbows. Press your heart space forward. Take a deep breath in and out. All right. We're going to come into lizard. So hands down to the ground. You're going to step that left foot to the back of your mat. You can drop the left knee down. And then you can just adjust the right foot. So the right foot might just kind of go out to the right side a little bit. And you can encourage some movement within the hip, within the knee. Just watch out for bringing so much weight to the outer edge of that right foot, because the bones on the side of the foot are smaller and weaker. So having some connection to the inside of the arch helps to protect our body. Now you could stay right here and just be like, this is it. Or you can use a block. I always come down to the outer elbow first, see what that feels like, and then the inner elbow, see what that feels like. If that feels great and you adjusted into it, elbows can go straight down towards the mat. Now notice in your body, where is there excess tension that maybe doesn't need to be there? There's a lot of it. Take a deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. Now we'll take that inside hand, press into the palm, push to come up. So as we push to come up, you can either stay here or you can bend the left knee. Just by bending the left knee, that might be more than enough. So you might be like, and I'm there. Or you can take that right hand, grab onto the foot. You can modify, come into a standing quad stretch. Oh, yeah, or laying down on your belly. Because guess what? There's more than one way to wear the outfits that we wear. Give yourself a deep breath in and out. So we'll release the foot. Okay, we are going to tuck our left toes and then step forward into our garland / malasana pose. Just for fun skis. Then hands to the ground, straighten the legs, give a little release of the compression. Wiggle the hips. And you might feel different from left to right side, left to right quad. Now sink those hips down one more time. We're going to come into our malasana, transition into lizard on the right side, going back. So hands to the earth. Step right foot to the back of your mat. Drop the knee down. And so notice the difference between the right and left side. Right side may be speaking in a different way. Are you listening or are you ignoring? And coming down onto elbows if that felt good for you, either on a block or straight down onto your mat. Again, the expectation is that we start to feel better in the things that we're doing. So how do you adjust to make it feel better rather than worse? You know, taking ownership of our own bodies. So often we give. And we let our own self-preservation go down the sink. I find myself doing that a lot. So maybe this rekindles that relationship. It's not selfish to want to be better in a healthy way. So you could stay down here. You can come onto the palms, bending the right knee, and maybe that right knee just bends and that's it. Or you might grab on left hand to the foot. And that's okay. You meet yourself where you are. Where are you right now? Releasing the foot. Hands to the ground. And we'll just make our way into tabletop when you're ready. And just letting the body circle around a few times. Going forwards and backwards, cats and cows, shaking out the head yes and no. The journey of self-exploration and discovery is one of the best and worst journeys that we'll ever take. And sometimes the things we see in ourselves we hide. But we should show. Find yourself in child's pose, extending those arms forward. Slow the breath. Give yourself a nice long breath in and let it go. What does it feel like to be you in this moment without any of the labels, without any of the judgment? Daughter, son, mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. We're just breathing. Take your hands and reach them over to the right side. Take a deep breath in. Maybe you even press that left hand further into the mat. See what that feels like as you open up the left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Let it cradle the shoulder. Inhale, slowly coming back to center. And then over to the left side. That right arm might reach a little bit further. Might press a little bit harder, firmer down into the ground. And we'll slowly come back to center. Pressing ourselves up, tabletop position. We're just going to swing those feet forward to come onto our glutes. Hands are going to go behind the back. Lean back like you're in a chair. And we're just going to drop those knees over to the right side. Inhale, lift them up, and we'll drop them over to the left. One more time, lift them up, drop them over to the right. And lift them up and drop them over to the left. Okay, we're going to come into center. We're going to bring our right foot onto our left thigh. We're going to find just a little bit of a different figure 4 pigeon position. So I want you to bring your hands back behind your body. Bend that knee, left knee, as much as it can. And then press your chest towards your right shin. The more you push your chest into it, the more you're rotating into your pelvis, and you get a big opening within that right hip. Do you feel it? Yeah. Just another opportunity to do something. And if you need more, you can always bring your foot closer to the left heel or heel to the glute. Take a deep breath in. Out. And one more deep breath in. Out. Then we'll slowly lean back. We'll do it to the other side. Uncross the right, left goes onto the right thigh. And again, if you extend the leg, that can be the entry point if this feels too tight for you. And then you can press the chest forward. The more you kind of roll to the front of your sits bones, the more opening you're going to feel. The more you press your chest forward, the more opening you're going to feel. If you don't feel enough, you're in control, butt can go towards that right heel. Give yourself just 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And to come out of it, you can just lean your torso back to unhook the foot. Hug those knees, and we'll roll onto our backs. As you roll onto your back, just Give those knees a squeeze in towards the chest. Letting the body find any kind of wiggling, adjusting movement that might feel right for you. Maybe circling out the ankles, giving a breaststroking action if that feels best. And taking your time as you're ready to find your way into your Shavasana. The legs can extend. The body can soften. leaves so swiftly fall from trees and the winter sets in. The cold air wraps my body and I snuggle in closer. Every breath is a thank you. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And give yourself some time to move, wiggle fingers and toes. Or staying just as you are, which is a wonderful thing too. No need to rush. If you choose, you can just let your body roll over onto one side or the other to come into a fetal position. Before using that top hand to press yourself up to seated. Taking your hands, just placing them over your heart space, bowing your head. May we come back to that connection that grounds us. May we find our pathway through breath to manage and navigate life. May we feel freedom. May we feel at ease. Thank you so much for joining me here, for showing up as you are and being who you are. All that I am bows so, so deeply to all that is within you. Namaste. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. And I don't know how to turn that one off. Isn't that funny?